Lean to the right, step to the left, back it on up, let me see you flex, then you have a girl, don't stop, take a deep breath, bring her up, and that's how you shoot a pop your shot, you know what I'm saying? The what? No. I'm not gonna let you get in the booth. In the morning when the sun starts to rise, so mama don't stress your mind.
Thank you for tuning into my channel. It's your girl Nesha here, back with another video, y'all. So today's video is my review recap of Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 2 Episode 3. Guys, before I get started, I want to say welcome to all of my new subscribers. What up to all of my oldies? I love having you guys here. I also want to throw out a disclaimer. Please excuse my husband in the background. Y'all might hear him. He's sleepy, tired. So let me try to be quiet, okay? Let's go ahead and get through this review. Alright guys, so we start this episode off at Bobby Light's video shoot, and this is for his song Bang Bang, something about spaghetti child. I can't remember the whole words. But anyway, he's there with Miami Tip and Shay. They are in the video as cheerleaders. And so Trina just so happened to stop by. Now, Shay dismisses herself to go practice because, you know, her and Trina don't have such a beautiful relationship. Now, I can't tell you too much about it because I did not watch the full first season. But if you guys do remember, go ahead and comment down below so that other people can follow, okay? Anyway, so she goes off and he's talking to Trina and he's just excited because Trina is there and supporting him. Now, I do know that Trina has not been supporting him as much because he is team too damn much. Okay, but not only that, she doesn't want him to take the fact that he's a family member to his head and think that he can just get every damn thing that he wants. So she wants him to work for it, prove yourself. So he's elated and he said that he will do that. He also talks about the TNT album and she's like, oh yeah, that's done. He's like, oh, what? It's done? And she's like, no, not done like done. Done like I'm not even worried about it no more because I can't keep putting that energy towards the album when Trick is not doing it. Y'all already know how I feel about that. Alright guys, so now we are at a tattoo shop with Chaotic and your boy Prince. Okay, now we all know that Prince is trying to dip his hand into the whole rap game. You know what I mean? He's trying to rap. He's tired of the nightlife and the promoting and whatever. So y'all were introduced to Chaotic I think it was last episode when Tip and Miami Tip went to his cousin's house and she was getting her hair did, and I was a little concerned whether or not that should be aired on TV because she probably can come up with some charges because you just can't be going around doing hair if you're not licensed. Y'all remember that? So anyway, so now we're here and he did mention that he wanted to work with Chaotic or whatever. So Chaotic is taking him to the tattoo shop because apparently taking him to the tattoo shop will somehow determine whether or not he's real or this rap game is for him. I don't know. But he does open up to Prince about the fact that he's been shot 17 times. He shows him every single wound. And then he also tells him, look, I'm lucky to be alive. Dudes left me for dead. Like, it's just crazy, okay? He has a story. And he talks about the fact that he don't rap about all the nonsense anymore. Like, his raps have meaning. And then Prince is like, oh, wait. You can't just leave me out. You know, I got my struggles, too. Then he starts talking about, how he done went to jail for petty theft. He was in jail as a juvenile, 15 and 16. He was out on his own. He didn't told us about how he was sleeping in his car. Talks about going to jail for some type of minor charge. Wasn't nothing compared to what Chaotic said, but I get what he's saying. He has his own struggle, okay? Because I was like, boo, that's no comparison. Anyway, so they do determine that they're going to work together, and Chaotic feels like with the story that your boy Prince was able to tell him, he feels like that, yeah, you know, he ain't just a pretty boy after all. You know, he got a story. And even though I can't get him to get a tattoo on his face, I can at least work with him. Alright guys, so now we are with Polo and Veronica Vega, I believe her name is. And she comes to the studio. She thinks it's going to be a good time, but not so much. Because when she gets there, she sees other people like, hold on, what this is about. And one of them she recognizes as the accountant, I believe. And so she sits down. She's like, okay, what's going on? He's like, look, I've been putting out a lot of money, but I'm not getting much on my return. We have spent nearly $2 million on you already, and I haven't seen much of anything. What's going on other than your ass on Instagram? So I need to know if you in this for the long run. Like, are you really taking your craft seriously, or are you just doing something? And so then she gets to give us this whole spiel about how she's just, you know, in her own way, but she really wants this. She's eager for it. He tells her, look, you know, I sold my house, right? And I sold my house for this. And she was like, what? I didn't realize that he sold his house for my dreams. Boo, I don't want you to get ahead of yourself. I think he sold his house for his dreams, which just so happened to be in line with your dreams, okay? Boo, don't get ahead of yourself. It wasn't for you, okay? But she says that, hey, look, I'm going to take this serious. I'm sorry. You know, you can expect better from me. And so we leave the meeting with that, okay? So now we're at Jojo's boutique with Alvin, which is, I think he played for the New Orleans Saints. Don't get me wrong, child, I can't remember that much. You know, my memory ain't as long as my hair. So anyway, so he's there trying on a blazer or whatever, and then, you know, they're talking. She tells us that that's like her best friend. He's like her #1 client. And ever since Papa done stopped giving her them bags, you know, and took the business from her, she's basically had to start all this over, and this is all blood, sweat, and tears. But then Mama, what the mama name is, I don't know, let's call her Mama Jo. So Mama Jo comes in, and, you know, she's excited to see Alvin or whatever, and she sends him off to go try on the blazer that he's looking at. And so then she's talking to Jojo, like, what are you going to do? Like, what's going on? And so then Jojo tells her about, well, first, let's back it up. So before she says, what are you going to do? Because she's meaning, what are you going to do about your love life? She talks about the brunch that they had. And then she talks about, you know, when her mama basically spilled the tea about Pleasure P. And then she also, the mom says, look, I'm not really too confident in that relationship that you have with Pleasure P. However, your boy Alvin is better for you. I need you to try him out. But then Jojo's like, no, Mama, I just not, that's my friend. You know, she's like, what are you going to do? Because I think he's good for you. And it's just like, no, this is my friend. But then by this time, he comes back out and she's just feeling all on his body. I think Mama Jo got a little crush on Alvin or whatever. Because you know how some of these parents, they like to live through their children. But that ain't none of my business. All right, guys. So now we are on Jessie Woo's set with your girl Trina, because why I keep on calling her Joe? Joy wasn't able to come, so she sent Trina on her behalf or whatever. So Trina's there in attendance. And so when Jessie Woo sits down, she starts telling Trina, hey, you know what? I would like to work with you. You know, my #1 passion is singing, although I do this too. And then Trina's like, okay, you know what I mean? We'll see. Because apparently Trina has a record label called Rock Stars or something about rocks, okay? So anyway, so really cool, you know, she networking, you gotta stay moving, you gotta keep selling yourself, okay? So then we also talk about the meeting that she had with Amitai Angor, and the fact that it did not go so well because Jojo invited her there and she was supposed to meet a mediator, which was majorly jacked up. Because I told y'all that at first, how the hell you gonna invite the girl there and you all nice and friendly with her, and then you go to throwing stuff on her? Now, don't do that. So then, after we're talking about that, and she says, you know, it was messed up, but I had to go throwing drinks. And then she also talks about how her former manager, Julian, had been had been sharing her information about her Sister Talk Live with Amitai Angor, because the same day that she pitched it, Amitai Angor came up with her pitch or whatever. Listen, it is a tough world out here. If you don't get your stuff trademarked, copyrighted, all that good stuff, you're going to end up getting a lot of ideas stolen, Jessie Woo. Welcome to Hollywood, baby. So now we're in the studio with your boy, Chaotic and Prince. Remember, he promised him that they go to the studio because apparently after the tattoo shop, to see if the toughest gangster, I guess he was legit. So he brought him to the studio and he's supposed to work with him. So he's sitting there, he's like, man, how bad do you want it? Like, how bad do you want to get in that studio? And he's like, man, I really want it bad. He's like, good, because you're not going. He's like, what? So then by this time, your boy Hollywood walks in and he's explaining to him, look, your boy want to get in the booth really bad, but I'm not letting him because he ain't ready yet. And so he agrees. He said, man, this is a completely different avenue from what you're used to, okay? Because at first they're gonna dog you out, everybody's not gonna like you, and then they're gonna grow onto you or whatever. But it's a tough business, but if you believe in yourself, you know, he gave him all a good motivational speech or whatever. So then he gets the opportunity, and we're talking about your boy Prince, he gets the opportunity to rap something, and he chokes because whatever the hell he said, it was just too cheesy. You know, he's reminded me of, what's her name? Sydney Starr from Love and Hip Hop New York. It's just they want it so bad that they're not ready. They need to stay prepared. So anyway, he tells us, you know what, it's all right. That wasn't it. You know, that wasn't the vibe. But listen, I've been working on this song with my girls. And he's like, what song are you talking about? It's called Poppy Shampoo Dance. Or wait, let me see. It's the Poppy Shampoo Dance. And he gets up and he got a whole dance to it. And then they like, what the hell is a Poppy Shampoo Dance? And then Chaotic's like, look, I don't even wash my damn hair, so I don't even know. But you know what? Y'all young dudes these days, y'all got your own lane. Y'all got your own dances that y'all come up with. I mean, basically anything can go viral. So if you believe in yourself and you confident, I'll follow you. With Gunplay and Kiara now, he has convinced her to come to lunch with him. See, after that whole Trick Daddy meeting that he had where Trick Daddy fed him, you know, he feels inspired to try to chase after this because he don't want to lose her. But then he doesn't want to come empty-handed, so he comes with a kitty cat that she has been asking for the longest. I think she said like 3 years or whatever. So then they're in the car and they're on their way to their spot or whatever, and they're talking. He's like, look, you know, I mean, I really want this. And she's like, yeah, I understand. He's like, well, you know, we just got to let the past be the past, and we got to move on to the future, you know what I mean, because I really want this. And then she's like, yeah, but, you know, it's just you messed up. You should have thought about that. And he's like, well, you can just go find Mr. Perfect or whatever. And then she's like, no, you going to tell me who I can go find. And so here's my thing about this. You can't see, I hate when the person that did wrong tell you that you need to let the past be the past. No, nigga, I don't need to let the past be the past. You should have controlled yourself and then we wouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? So I'm like, boy, I had to side eye you on that. But anyway, I get what she's saying. You know, don't just let them have it just easy. You know what I mean? Just make them work for it. But he does mention a trip that he's going to in New York, and she's like, look, I'll go to New York, but I just want to let you know something. We're not going to be booed up. We're going to be in the same area or whatever, so don't get too comfortable. And he's like, okay, whatever, you know, I'm just happy that you're going to be coming. All right, guys, so now we're with Trina and Shay. The purpose of this meeting is because Shay wants to apologize to the Queen of Miami. You know, it has to be a little bit uncomfortable to be in Miami and you beefing with the Queen of Miami, okay? So anyway, Trina, as a woman should, she accepts it and just says, you know what, and just do better, you know? You got to do better by yourself as a woman. And while I'm giving you this advice, we get to talking about Joy and Pleasure P. And she said, look, you got to go after your dude. You can't be going and chasing after these women and getting upset with these women, throwing, cussing, trying to fight them when your nigga is the one that's the issue. Yeah, you're saying that they were a little bit too close as friends, but listen. You don't go after the woman, you go after the man. And to tell you I'm certified to give you this advice, I can tell you I never had to fight over one. Not talking about me. These are the Queen's words. So she said, what, Trina, you mean to tell me you've never had a fight over a dude? She's like, I've never had a fight because I understand what it is. Dudes lie, dudes cheat. That is in their nature. I'm not going to sit here and make myself look crazy over a dude going after the woman. That doesn't make any damn sense. You go after your nigga. So then I respected her even more. I was like, okay, Trina, okay. So anyway, she's like, look, Trina, I really want to meet up with Joy. If you can please set this up for me, I would appreciate it because I want to make it right. I realized that the center of our issue was Pleasure P, and I'm not even with him no more. And so even though I feel like they had something going on, I don't want that to, you know, damage what could happen between her and I. You know, even if we can't be the best of friends, I at least want to be cordial with her as well. You know, I'm trying to make amends with everybody. So then Trina's like, you know what, I'll see what I can do. All right, guys, so now we're with Veronica Vega, and she goes to her grandma and her sister's house because she just needs somebody to love on her. After she left that meeting with your boy Polo, it was just like, look, team, too damn much. I just need to refill. I need to refill on this love. And she's just trying to make it. So she goes with her grandma. She's like, you know, do you think Papa will be happy with me, you know, where I am now? She's like, yeah, of course. All he wanted was to see you make it. All he wanted was to see you on the TV. He's in heaven just happy right now, you know. Do you think he'll hear me if I pray? And she's like, yeah, he'll hear you. And then my sister says, look, you know, you are the one that's, you know, going to be the star in this family. I know that you can do it. Then Veronica breaks down. You know, you see this a lot when it comes to artists, creators, influencers, actors, whatever. Like, you see this a whole lot. They are the only ones that end up making it in the family, and the pressure of them sustaining the wealth or getting the wealth, then sustaining the wealth is just ridiculous because they are the one that made it. They're the only one that made it. It's like they have all of this pressure to be somebody and they can't produce because their head is clouded with what they should do and what they need to do in order to keep the money, get the money and keep the money, get the fame, keep the fame. It's just it's overload. It's like overworking their brain trying to make it work because they have to make it. Because guess what? If she decides that she doesn't want to go after this no more, she's probably it. Maybe nobody in her family is going to do it. Okay, so now we are with Jojo and Pleasure P, and they're sitting there trying to decide what the state of their relationship is. I swear I feel like it's a mismatch. They just don't seem right together. They don't fit. It's like oil and water. It's like it just don't fit. It's gonna separate. It just don't look right, you know? I don't know. It just don't look right to me. And it has nothing to do with the fact that she's black or he's black and that she's white or Mexican or whatever the hell she is. It has nothing to do with that. It's just they don't look right. They don't look right together. But anyway, this is my opinion. So they're sitting there, and apparently she doesn't know how to be the woman in a relationship. She does not know how to be the partner in the relationship because she is so consumed with the fact that her dad has cut her off. You know, she has to start from the bottom up. And he's like, look, I understand all that, but we also trying to build something. And we can't build nothing if you running from it. You know, I try to call you. I set up meetings. I clear my schedule so that we can be together, and then you stand me up. And then she's like, yeah, but then you ignored me for like a week straight. I didn't know what to do with myself. He's like, I understand that, but what do you expect me to do? To just continue to make these meetings and call you and do this and be there for you, and you're not even reciprocating? Like, you're not giving me what I'm giving you? Like, that is not fair. And so she agrees, and he's like, look, what you want me to do? Get you cookies? Like, do you like cookies? And I'm like, you know her big ass likes some cookies. But anyway, so we leave this scene with them deciding that she's going to be a little bit better and he's going to receive it. Okay, guys, so now we're with Trina, Joy, and Shay. The purpose of this meeting is because Shay wants to apologize to Joy about what transpired, and she also wants to hear her out because we do realize the common denominator here is Pleasure P. But obviously there was either some miscommunications going on, maybe some things that he could have elaborated on. We don't know. But whatever the case, it had Joy in her feelings and Shay in hers, okay? So that's why we're here. So then Joy walks up with Trina, and already her energy is off. She doesn't even speak to the girl. Shay spoke to her. She doesn't speak back. I said, Sissy, this is what we gonna start this. This what we doing, Joy. You were invited here. Surely Trina told you why you were coming. So you come here and you do the immature thing, not to speak to a person that spoke to you. See, right then and there, I would have ended the meeting because you ain't ready. So anyway, they sit down and we get to talking about the thing that happened between Pleasure P and Joy. How Joy went back and told Pleasure P that she saw Shay with, who's her, little Scrappy, I think it's her ex. So she's like, look, that's my best friend. I owe it to him. I'm going to tell him anytime anything happen, like, bitch, that's what I'm going to do. That's what best friends do. And I'm like, no, bitch. See, you were trying to be malicious when you did it. That's the difference. Okay, you actually care a little bit about him, so you wanted to see that sabotage. Be honest with yourself, girl. That's how you get somewhere in life. So then Shay's telling her, look, I just feel like you was out of place. You shouldn't have done it. At least be accountable for what you did. But then Joy just did not want to apologize. So after minutes of trying to pry an apology out of Joy, finally Joy says, you know what? I won't apologize for me going and telling him because as his friend, that was what I was going to do anyway. But I will apologize for the events that happened after I told him that. You know, I'm sorry. And I'm assuming she's talking about the fact that him and Shay ended up breaking up. And then, you know, her and Shay had a few exchange of words or whatever. So, you know, Shay says, look, girl, thank you for it. I'll take it. Whatever, you know, I'll take it. You don't have to say nothing else after this. I'll take that apology. Trina's like, look, I understand, that's great. You know, I'm happy y'all was able to fix that. But listen, Joy, use this as a learning example. You never go back and tell a nigga what his girl's doing. That's not your place. You mind your business. And that's how the show ends, guys. Go ahead and get into the comments down below. Let me know what you thought about it. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe with the bell so you're notified every time that I release. And until next time.
Yeah, low key and maybe high key. I been peeped that you like.